guys, it's Nicole, the dietitian from Health Through Nutrition. Lots to talk about today. So, really exciting news. Health Through Nutrition just released the world's first commercially available capsanthin. So you're probably thinking, what's capsanthin? Never heard of it before. And so I'm gonna go into detail about what this product is and what its benefits are. But the general theme is it's helpful in terms of our eye health. And so there's plenty of other supplements, right? So you go online and you search, hey, like I'm looking for a supplement to help with my, eye fatigue or with eye strain and all of these things, or to prevent the progression of age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, cataracts, you name it. So with that being said, today I kind of just want to take you through some of these different supplements, and specifically capsanthin, which is something called a carotenoid. And a carotenoid is something that's found in a lot of our foods, like our fruits and vegetables, specifically a lot of our orange and yellow fruits and vegetables, right? So usually when I, as a dietitian, talk to my patients, I always have them kind of give a variety of vegetables on their plate. I say, eat the rainbow, right? So a little cliche, but it's true because we really want to get all these different colors into our diet, including of course our yellow and orange vegetables and fruits, because each specific color represents a specific health benefit. So the pigment really tells the tale in terms of the health benefits. So these orange and yellow vegetables and fruits have a lot of these carotenoids, which is this pigment. And so two of the most commonly known carotenoids that we may hear, especially in the realm of eye health, is lutein and zeaxanthin. These are always the two. So if you've already been on Google and have done a search, you're bound to find information on these two carotenoids. And while they're super beneficial, and we'll talk about them for sure, capsanthin is another carotenoid that also has these eye health benefits. And what's interesting is no one really knows anything about it. And so really what I want to talk to you today is about this particular supplement, or this carotenoid that we can find in Health Through Nutrition's new Caps Clear capsanthin, and then really go through some of the health benefits. There are over 700 carotenoids found in nature. And just to list a few, right? So I mentioned lutein and zeaxanthin, capsanthin. There's also lycopene and beta carotene. And so all of these common carotenoids can be found in a lot of our foods, but it's also good to look at some dietary supplements if you're not getting enough of these carotenoids because of their great health benefits. As a dietitian, I always like to talk about food first. And so I always get the question as to what can I eat to help promote my eye health, or what are some natural ways of helping to promote my eyes, right? Healthy eyes. Fish, nuts, seeds, our citrus fruits like lemon, limes, leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale, carrots, our sweet potatoes, beef, and eggs. So these are all really great sources of foods that have these eye health promoting qualities. Another common question I get is, especially in today's day and age, right? So we're always on our phones, we're on our laptops and iPads. We live in the age of technology. And while technology is great, what comes along with that is something called digital eye strain, right? So when you sit in front of your computer for work or for school, and you sit in front of your computer or your screen for at least 2 hours in a row, that puts you at greater risk for this digital eye strain. And so there are different types of eye strain, but being that we do live in such a tech savvy world, I want to focus on digital eye strain. And so digital eye strain is also known as computer vision syndrome. And so technology, with it being so great, can also pose a risk to too much blue light exposure. And so it's really important that we're taking some preventative measures, whether it's getting a different type of glasses, right? Different lenses to help protect against this blue light, or taking a dietary supplement with capsanthin or lutein or zeaxanthin to help to protect our eyes from this eye strain, specifically for digital eye strain, but for all eye strain in general. So question for you is, how long do you think in a day you are staring at a screen? Whether it's your iPad, your phone, your computer, whatever it may be, or your TV screen, right? And so on average, typically we're looking at screens about 12 hours a day, which is wild, right? That's a long time. And so if we're at our greatest risk just watching screens for at least 2 hours, think about that. 2 hours times 6, that's 12 hours. And that's really where we're at. So our risk is so high, right? As you can see, pun intended, it's super important to take care of our eyes. While lutein and zeaxanthin are super important for eye health, right, there's of course other carotenoids that are important as well. And so lutein and zeaxanthin have been shown to protect the macula from damage by blue light, improve visual acuity, and scavenge harmful reactive oxygen species. So they've also been linked with reduced risk of age-related macular degeneration and cataracts. But lutein and zeaxanthin are only a piece of the puzzle, and that's where capsanthin comes into play. Up until now, capsanthin was not heard of. This might be your first time of hearing of capsanthin, this carotenoid, right? And so Health or Nutrition is the first company to actually make capsanthin commercially available to consumers. Not even just in the United States, but globally. Capsanthin is derived from chili peppers, believe it or not, and so it's a bioactive carotenoid that promotes health benefits revolving around our eye health, but it looks at the short-term and long-term health benefits of our eye health. Health or Nutrition's Capsiclear capsanthin extract is the only patent-pending, clinically studied nutrient that provides a holistic eye health solution for all ages by supporting optimum macular pigment optical density, eye fatigue, intraocular pressure, which is related to glaucoma, and blue light protection, which again goes back to digital eye strain. On the topic of eye health, two other conditions or diseases that I get questions about a lot are there any supplements that I could take to help with cataracts? And also with dry eye disease, or if you just suffer from a little bit of a dry eye, right? And so cataracts are a dense, cloudy area that forms in the lens of the eye. And they develop slowly and eventually interfere with our vision. Cataracts are common in older adults, and here's a statistic for you. Over half of people in the United States have cataracts or have undergone cataract surgery by the time they are 80 years old. Lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin C have been shown to help reduce the risk of developing cataracts, amongst other eye diseases. Dry eye disease is a condition marked by the insufficiency to produce these tear films, right? So what happens is this could lead to itchy eyes, this could lead to sore eyes, and essentially give you eye fatigue. Dry eye disease is a condition marked by insufficient tear fluid, which can essentially lead to dry eyes and can cause vision problems. Certain vitamins, trace elements, and even our fish oil can help in terms of improving this tear fluid. Omega fatty acids are jointly responsible for forming the stabilizing oil layer in the tear film. And if this outer layer is disrupted, it can lead to symptoms of dry eyes, such as redness, itching, or even burning. Vitamin D has also been found to be beneficial with protecting against the development of dry eyes. It helps by improving factors linked to the coating of tears that cover the front of the eye. Even vitamin A has been beneficial, especially in certain populations. You know, a lot of the world, especially developing countries, have a lot of deficiencies in vitamin A, but also in more developed countries, we're seeing a lot of deficiencies in vitamin A in our digestive disorder patients, including Crohn's disease, and other types of conditions like chronic pancreatitis. Glaucoma is another common condition in terms of damage to our optic nerve that can essentially lead to vision loss. And so there are a multitude of different supplements that practitioners do recommend in terms of helping to slow down the progression of glaucoma. And some of these include vitamins A, C, E, thiamine, and B12. I had mentioned earlier, glaucoma is related to the pressure in our eye. So there have been specific studies, and even with capsanthin, there's been a clinical study that shows improvement in this intraocular pressure, meaning that the pressure is reduced and therefore helps in terms of glaucoma progression. In terms of foods, another really good option is making sure we're getting enough of these nitrate-rich green leafy vegetables. So our spinach and kale and arugula, right? And so the whole theory behind the nitrates is that nitrates help to improve blood flow because of that vasodilation that occurs, right? So it's taking off that pressure in your eye. So it allows for better blood flow. And lastly, age-related macular degeneration is another common eye disease that we see a lot, especially in our country. And so what this is damage to the macula, which is a small portion of the retina that's located on the inside back layer of the eye. While age-related macular degeneration doesn't cause complete blindness, it does create a little difficulty, especially when doing things like around the house, when you're cooking something, driving. So some of these close-up activities can become a little bit more problematic. Many supplements have been shown to be beneficial for patients with macular degeneration, including lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin C, and zinc. And what's interesting is capsanthin helps in terms of optimizing this macular pigment. And so what it's been found is this optimization, or so lower macular pigmentation, has been associated with macular degeneration. So clearly there's a lot of supplements and a lot of different eye conditions out there, right? And so we talked a lot about lutein and zeaxanthin, vitamins A, C, E, thiamine, B12, zinc, right? And so the one, again, that I focus on mostly during this entire talk is our capsanthin, right? So this new capsanthin, which helps in terms of reducing eye fatigue and helps in terms of this digital eye strain that I mentioned earlier. And so it's really important to give capsanthin a try, especially when you are sitting in front of your screen for so many hours. The science is really there, the clinical studies are there, and it's really important to do the research, of course. And as a dietitian, we're very science-based, and we want to make sure that what we're recommending is appropriate and there's science behind it. And so capsanthin, while you may not have heard of it before, there's been a lot of studies in the works that have shown these potential health benefits. And so if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If not, hit that subscribe button and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks, guys.